Good morning, good morning,
Good morning, sir.
good morning. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning, good morning, good morning. Hmm. So let's start. As we discussed in the last two classes, because this is the third class principally, that for ACCA strategic business leader case study material will be released around 20th of May. I don't remember the exact date. That will be available for 10 to 15 days before the exam. So presently there is no ACCA pre-scene material. But CIMA pre-scene material released before 40 days before the exam, 45 days. And since both are case study exam, a strategic case study, ACCA saying strategic business leader case study, CIMA saying strategic case study exam. In CIMA, the position of the student is senior finance manager. But in ACCA, the position can be different. You may be CFO, you may be finance director, you may be senior finance manager, you may be a consultant, hardly matter. And then the way the questions are designed in both the exams are same. They are not related to any particular syllabus. They are basically the business problems and opportunities which we need to deal with. So normally, since when the ACCA has introduced the case study exam in 2018-19, we are conducting ACCA and CIMA classes together. In ACCA earlier, there was no pre-scene. They were giving the pre-scene in the exam hall only. So it was 4-hour exam. But around 2 years back, I don't remember, around 22 or 23, they started like CIMA, pre-scene based exam. But they are giving the pre-scene just 10-15 days before the exam. So presently, it is better that everybody will study based on the pre-scene released by the CIMA Institute, not thinking that it is CIMA, ACCA and all that. It's a case study discussion. One case is given, we are discussing that case, and based on that, we are going to discuss different types of issues which may arise in this organization. As I said, this pre-scene material which is released by CIMA Institute or by the ACCA which will be released new, nothing is written here, any question which is going to come or the answers which we need to write. It is just the area, background about the company, about their business, about the industry, their financials, some share market information, beta information, some newspaper clips, articles, all these things are given, which is a normal case in every case study exam. A student need to go through with this pre-scene 2-3 times, make conversion with the industry, and then based on that, need to deal with different types of business problems which may be arising. So our objective today is to discuss different types of issues relating to this case study. What is the business? How the company is performing, their financials, their challenges, what type of questions can come in the exam, and all that. After the class, maximum 1 hour or 1.5 hours, I will be sending you. There are some set of questions. Those set of questions based on this case study. There are so many write-up and the questions we are getting from the CIMA Institute and the Kaplan. It's not that it is prepared by me. By the CIMA Institute and the Kaplan, whatever the resources we are getting, based on that, I will be giving you, say, named as core area A questions. Those core area A questions, you will think that you have never studied. Normally, this happens in management case study more, but in strategy case study less, because there is no technical stuff. But then you may be thinking that something you have not gone through, something you don't know. Maybe suppose I am giving a question in which it is asking SFA model. Write the answers based on the SFA model. Even in exam, it will not be coming. Write the answer based on SFA model. But just for the class, suppose I am giving a question based on SFA model. SFA model you don't know. And I have not taught in the class also how you will write the answer. Either you can go in my previous batch classes in which the core area A class, I am discussing SFA model. In place of that, you can do some research on Google Chat GPT. What is an SFA model? When you go through the SFA model, then you come to know, bhai, it is suitability, feasibility, acceptability. Okay, that anything strategically which we are deciding. It should be suitable with our mission, vision, goals, and objectives. It should be acceptable to the affected stakeholders. And it is feasible. Feasible means it is possible that we can do that. We have the resources to do that. We have the competencies to do that. So when you read the SFA model from anywhere, it is giving you a general information. But the question is based on this case study. We know that in this case study, their mission vision is given in the case study. We know that what is their business. So based on the mission vision, can we say that it is suitable? Based on the case study, can we say that different stakeholders who are going to be affected, it will be acceptable for them? Based on the case study, whatever the information given here, can we say that it is feasible? Even when I am saying SFA model in the question, I am giving some unseen portion also. Some write-up, some discussion between directors, some reference material. What is it all about? Which is not written in the pre-scene also, which is extra information. So when you read somewhere SFA model, you get to know it is suitability, feasibility, acceptability. But while writing the answer, your usage of that reading is only 10%. Because 90% is the knowledge of the pre-scene and 90% is the knowledge of the unseen portion, which is given in the question. What is the business case? What is the decision we are going to take? So even though if suppose somebody will say that, sir, I know SFA model, then also the answer is not technical. Answer is very practical oriented. In exam, they will not be saying that, decide whether we should be doing this or not based on SFA model. They will just say, decide whether the company should do this. What are the criteria which need to be taken into consideration to take this strategic decision? So whether you apply SFA model or you build up your answer in your own way, doesn't matter. Because it is not essential that students need to write the SFA model in the exam. But then suppose so many terms we are taking the strategic case study classes. The first core area A question involves a question based on SFA model. So definitely when the Kaplan and CIMA Institute are sharing the resources, again they have used that language only. Write the answer based on SFA model. That's guarantee. Because the build-up of the questions are same. But it is a different case study. The earlier one was a different case study. The answer is not based on the earlier previous term paper, because that is not going to give you outcome. You can get to know what is SFA model, but then you need to write the answer based on this pre-seen and based on the unseen portion which is given in the question. So some of the students are messaging me, sir, can I do the past term papers? Not required, sir. Whatever from the past term papers, you will be practicing the questions we are anyhow going to do in the classes. In place of referring a different case study, different industry, different financiers, why not to refer this only? Because we don't have 1 year to prepare. And it is not a short time, but it is adequate time to prepare. When our pre-seen material we have in our hand, then why not we need to go everything with our pre-seen? So past term papers not required. My advice, I'm not forcing that you can't do past term papers. Everybody should be doing the questions based on this pre-seen, based on the unseen which will be given to you. And you need to submit always regularly your answers by writing. When you submit your answers, you can do your research. Suppose question given you today, 2-3 questions from core area A. In every question, there are some write-up, there are some requirement, 1 or 2. So those 2-3 questions becomes 5-6 questions. Before writing the answers, you need to do some research. Do that. Suppose today you will do the research, tomorrow you will do the research. Do your research ready. After that, try to write the answer on Thursday, Friday. In 2 days, write the answers whenever you get time from your busy schedule and submit the answers by Friday end. Maybe I will give you feedback on Saturday when we have the class, or maybe after the class, because many will submit the answer Friday night And suppose I'm not getting time to give you feedback by Saturday, I will give you feedback Sunday, Monday. Don't worry. What we will do on Saturday class, whatever questions I will be giving you, we will discuss at length. How can we write a proper answer? What is SFA model? And all the technicalities, nitty-gritties relating to that area. So whatever homework is given to you, you are doing your research, you are writing the answer. Then again on Saturday class, we will be discussing those areas at length. That means we are doing one thing 3 times. You are doing on your own, you are writing the answer, and then we are discussing in Saturday class. Like this, we will continue 5 classes. Different areas of the syllabus which the institute is saying. Core area A, B, C, D, E. So 5 Saturday, 5 classes. We can say that by the end of 5th of May or 10th of May, it will finish. Was towards 10th of May. So in 1 month, we get to know application of the different portion of the syllabus, some technical areas, how to write the answer, building the answer based on your understanding, getting a feedback, doing the research, discussing in the class with a different view thought process, because there is no wrong or right answer, as I said earlier also. So by 10th of May, you are in a position that you know most of the part of the syllabus, how to write an answer, how to build an answer, that you understand. So from 11th May till the day of exam, say 25th of May, I don't remember exact date, we will be doing mock papers. Those mock papers, you can't do any research. Those mock papers, you can't write the answers in breaks. When in exam, you will be getting full 3 hours in one go. So you need to write all those answers in one go, 3 hours, without referring anything, without doing research, without anything, because now you are ready. So you need to test waters, how you are performing given 3 hours, how you are writing the answers, what marks you are getting. Because initially, when you will be submitting your answers in these 1 month, I will not be giving you marks. I will be giving you my viewpoint, my understanding, where you can improve, where, because these you are not writing with your own knowledge. You are doing all your research and all that. But when we will be doing the mock papers, I will be giving you marks. I will be saying again at that time where you can improve. So we will be doing 2-3 mock papers, just like exam is standard. And on the basis of every mock paper, we will realize our mistakes and we will try to improve on that. We will do time management also at that time, because every question, as we discussed in the first class, will be of 60 minutes. 60 minutes reading, unseen, requirement, typing, everything. 160 minute gone, you are gone. You are forced to go to the second part. The first part is gone. That is not there in ACCA. Entire paper will be there for 3 hours. But then also in ACCA, when the 3 questions are there, you are not getting more than 1 hour to answer approximately. All the questions in ACCA are not of the equal marks. They are having slightly different marks. But in CIMA, all are of the equal marks. By that, with doing revisions, with a doubt class, normally the student passed the exam. Now I have seen that for last 7 to 8 years, CIMA Institute control some time management case study, some time strategic case study. Control in the sense, I'm not saying that they are intentionally failing the students or they are making the student pass easily. Not like that. But so many years since I'm teaching CIMA, I have realized that sometimes the results for the management case study is better as compared to strategic case study for few terms, 3-4 terms. Then again, it starts, strategy case study results are better. Now presently, for the last 2 terms, they are running management case study results more lenient. The students are passing management case study with ease. But a strategic case study is creating problem. Normally, the strategic case study results is always better than management case study, because strategic case study students are more senior, more knowledgeable, and more serious. Because when I'm saying all these things, generally the student follow my instructions. They start writing the answers, they follow the classes, but that is missing in management case study students. They are juniors, not a student, they are working, but they don't follow the instructions, they don't attend the class, they don't submit the answers. So strategic case study result is never very bad. It is worse towards 50%. But normally when the results by the institute is good, it comes around 70-80% also. In management case study, the institute result is even many times 15-20% also. And in our classes also, sometimes it goes down to 40-50% also, 40% also. We can say better than the institute, but I think that if 20-25 students are taking the class, then the pass percentage should be at least 70-80%. It should not be going below 50%. So whenever the result is less than 50%, I feel sad, because that many students are not bad. There are students, those who are not studying, those who don't write the answers, don't submit, they will fail. But others should pass. Sometime bad luck. Student scores 75, 77, 78. As I said in the first class, it is not the actual marks, weighted average marks. How you got 78? By multiplying by a weight, which nobody knows, don't know. But you don't need to take tension like that, because you can't do anything for that. So presently, since they are doing that, I know they are controlling the strategic case study results. The student need to be better, not good. They need to be better. So you need to perform better to pass the strategic case study exam. That I will say, whenever the questions are given, which I always say, you can't say I didn't get the time, I'm very busy in the office, family mein ye hua. These all things are bullshit. No use of that. Everybody has problem in life. You are bound to submit your answers so that you get a feeling, you do research, you write your answers, I evaluate. All the system, entire process goes on. If you don't write the answer, it's a guarantee we cannot pass this exam. Most of the students are very knowledgeable in the class. They have very good practical experience. That's okay. I have so much knowledge. Can I pass the exam without practicing writing answers? Cannot. Even though I am your tutor. Even for me, passing the exam, I need to practice in writing, given the time constraint and all that, everything I need to do. मेरे को एग्जाम नहीं देना है. I am not going to give exam. You all need to give exam. You are very knowledgeable. You are very senior. You are a CFO, CEO of the company. But exam is exam, sir. And this exam is not technical. The technical knowledge is very, very less in strategic case study. So don't curse yourself or pressurize yourself. I don't know this technicality. As I discussed earlier also, whatever technicals are there, we will discuss in the classes. You will do your research. You will write the answers. It will be covered. Because that's the formula we have derived, that the students are easily passing by doing this. That same thing we are going to follow in the classes. And when you submit your answers, name your file, suppose Amar Ajmeri. So Amar Ajmeri core area A answers. All the answers in one word file with a font size 11. All answers in one word file. You will submit, I will evaluate, and at the same time, you will do your research, you will write the answers, we will discuss at length in the class. Slowly, slowly, we will build up the syllabus, and by that, we will be able to pass the exam. For ACCA student, when the CIMA classes will be over by 28th of May, that is the target. At that time, your pre-scene will be released. Based on that, we will do 2 classes of yours. One classes will be of the pre-scene based study, and the second class will be discussing the mock questions and mock papers. So between 20th May to 30th May, we will be doing 2 classes extra for the ACCA Strategic Business Leader case study students. The last thing before starting, nobody should be thinking that the time is not enough, because this is the time you will get for giving the case study exam. Whether it is enough or not, I don't know, but this is the time. So if you think that this is not enough, never the time will be enough. It is pure, adequate, proper time that regular study of average 2 hours is required. So it is not a question that the time is not there. Proper time is there. You can easily prepare and you can score very good marks also. There is nothing that the time is less, because every term the student are getting this much time only. If by chance you are a CIMA student not giving exam in May because of any reason, which is unavoidable, you are getting married, okay, not giving. But whatever we are studying for May term, that same thing will be applicable for August exam. Because CIMA don't release the new pre-scene material for August. The same pre-scene will be relevant. So for August, there will not be any live classes. The same classes which we are doing now will be relevant for August term also. Same classes. You will be able to do the recordings. Institute will share some extra mock papers, which I will share with you. And you can practice writing extra answers, mock papers for August exam, and will be giving August exam. For August, there will not be any live classes. Remember, giving the exam in August based on this case study will be even more difficult than in May. Because at least in the classes when we are regularly meeting, we are discussing, the rhythm is there. But when the classes are not there, bringing the rhythm on your own self is very difficult. So August exam giving is more poor performance, even though the same case study, than the May exam. By chance, somebody don't give August exam also. See my student I'm talking. Then for November, again, we will have the live classes. For November, again, the pre-scene material will be released by around 10th of October. I don't remember. Exact date is written on the website. Based on that, we will study for November. That same thing will carry on, which is running for so many years. But CIMA student, if not giving exam in May and August both, then November you can join by paying 50% fees. Because that's a new case study, fresh efforts, they need to pay again. But ACCA student can carry on. In their case, since there is a group structure, not a single exam, so many subjects are there is no charges. ACCA student for 1 year, they need to continue the classes. If they don't give exam single time, then they need to pay again. But CIMA student, validity will be 2 terms, May and August. The question should not be coming in your mind, I will not be giving exam in May and may not be passing. Adequate time is there. If your registration with the CIMA Institute is not done and all that you need to take care. Nothing can be done for that. You need to clear by May, August. Okay? Anybody has anything to ask before proceeding? Amar, Ashok, Atul, Divya, Suman, Rajesh, Lakshmi, Gaurav, Saikat, Suman, Suresh. So now let's proceed. The case study is about a company which is engaged in designing, manufacturing, launching, you can say other management relating to satellites. This is a very different industry. We have seen Akshay Kumar movies and all that with some knowledge. But normally, if you ask me, I have not gone into that much detail before reading this pre-scene material. That much detail I don't have in my mind. And as far as solar system is concerned, we all studied solar system in our 1 to 10th class. But my study of solar system was very poor. I studied solar system with my son's books. When he found some problem, then maybe explaining him at that time, I understand much better than what I studied in my kid's life. That is 1 to 10th. If you ask me, still my knowledge about Jupiter and all that is not so much good. But you can see that by reading the case study, pre-scene material, I enjoyed a lot. Maybe I'm not saying that I can understand the technical term or you. the size of the satellite, the cube structure and all that. That's a technical thing that engineer will understand. But we understand by reading the pre-seen material why the satellite system is required, how it helps the human life, and what a satellite company do, how this industry is growing. In the industry, what are the challenges about our company, which is a hypothetical company? What is their financial condition? How they are doing their business? What is their business model? What type of products they are offering? Who are their competitors? Their financials? We are performing better than them, or we are performing worse than them? What are the areas where we are better than them? And then there are some newspaper articles relating to some, what is a satellite, some discussion by in the social media, then you can say of environmental impact of the satellites, and all these things are written in the, what do you say, newspaper articles or social media clips. That is normal that in every exam they are giving this, but we are concerned with our this exam. So if I will go with some of those parts in short, then they are saying that whenever we launch a satellite, we means not me and you, any organization, they are launching a satellite, then there is a purpose to achieve by the satellite. There are different purposes. The purpose can be communication. The purpose can be navigation. The purpose can be, what do you say, earth research. The purpose can be other types of research and developments. Human lives are very much affected by the satellite. I didn't know that much, that human life is so much affected by the satellite. We are able to connect through internet. We are able to see TV. We are able to talk in mobile phone. We are able to message each other. Everything is running because of the satellite. We are able to identify weather condition, maybe earthquake, maybe high temperature, maybe cold temperature, maybe tsunami or anything. We will be able to identify or forecast based on satellites. We are able to get into navigation, GPS system, that where some problems are there, where anti-social activities are happening, where the environment is, because whether it's a Kumbh Mela or whether it's anything, whether it's a Ram Navami Mela, whether it's a, what do you say, a gathering at a place for Ramjan and all that, to protect that place, only the, what do you say, robots or those things cannot work on their own. For that, a satellite from the top above the earth will be giving some signals, will be giving information. By that, we can manage our social security system. We can manage our army. We can protect our areas. So many wars are going on between Russia, Ukraine, and others, which is, you can say stop. But any problem will be able to tackled by the satellite. Even the satellite can be used for different types of research. I think the research is in any industry. Maybe the research in medical, biotech, maybe the research in the agriculture, maybe the research is any other area, will involve the instructions, information, guidance from the satellite. These all the purpose of the satellite. We are saying as mission. We want to achieve something by launching a satellite. What is our purpose? What is our mission? What do we want to achieve? That is, we know. Ki bhai, India launched the satellite on moon. That is the South Pole or North Pole, whatever. That is the first India reached there. To understand the, what do you say, nature of moon, more other things, because Elon Musk and all that is saying that you must have heard in the news and any time that people will be living on solar system. Maybe moon, maybe not sun, but maybe Jupiter and all that. There is a huge place there. I have not gone there. I have seen the videos and all that. But China is making a path to go there. This is all possible because of the satellite. Because when the problem will be there on Earth planet, then maybe the people can live at those planets. But you cannot live there unless and until you understand the nature of that planet. That will be helpful by satellite only. So human beings on a day-to-day life affected by satellites. I will say that we are able to communicate in any way with anybody. It is because of satellite, whether it's TV, whether it's mobile phone, whether it's internet, whatever. The communication system is because of the satellite. So competition will be definitely very high. That is, there are so many companies. It's a, you can say, a different type of industry where the knowledge is key. That knowledge you and me don't have. That knowledge Akshay Kumar has, or maybe scientists, engineers has. I mean to say that this is a very technical industry, very difficult industry to understand. So you can say that in this type of industry, new players coming regularly will not be easy, because launching a satellite is not a simple task. It is costly, it is time consuming, and it requires a whole lot of system preparation to launch a satellite. And then whether it will be fulfilling the mission is going to create always issues, problems, because the scientists have understood so many things relating to the solar system, but still the knowledge is very less. So it's an industry which is a growing industry, which is a competitive industry, and competition is very high. Maybe the players are less, but the players, those who are there, they are fighting with each other. And it's actually a fight between countries, not a question of organization. Fight between India, US, China, so many countries are there. Everybody wants to do something on the satellite basis so that they can achieve certain mission. They are saying that there are 3 types of satellites can be launched. One is the low orbit, low LEO, that is low Earth orbit. The second is medium Earth orbit. And the third one is GEO, geosynchronous Earth orbit. You can see that the low Earth orbit is between a distance of around 500 to 1000 kilometers outside the Earth. Outside the orbit of the Earth, it is 500 to 1000 kilometers. The medium Earth orbit satellites are around 5000 to 15,000 kilometers. And the GEO is around 36,000 kilometers distance from the Earth. In present, the low Earth orbit satellites are very common, very famous, and they are regularly launched. Because low Earth orbit satellites are less costly, less difficult to launch, and they are very near to Earth. They will go round and round the Earth with the way Earth is moving. So they are able to give you information very fast. Cost of launching them, the difficulties in launching them, the size of the satellites and all that. It's a nano micro type. It's a cube type. These are developing very significantly in the market. But then there are some work which cannot be done without the medium Earth orbit or geo satellites. The geo satellite is mainly used for navigation. The GPS system and all that is working through the geo satellite, which I have done the research and they have written. Maybe it can be done through LEO, I don't know. But they are writing that the navigation, because these satellites are not moving, they are static. They are sent at one place and then they are giving you the detailed data and all that from there. But the LEO satellites are moving around the Earth. All these satellites have different sizes, different characteristics, different mass, different weight. Normally, our company, that is LEOTHAYRE, is engaged in these satellites mainly. They are not engaged in medium or geo satellites, installation, manufacturing, designing, and all that. They are only doing the LEO satellites. You can say that we will be getting the business from different parts of the world, from different organizations under LEO case, because it is small satellites. And I'm not saying it is very simple, but as compared to MEO and GEO, it is far easier to launch, far easier to design, manufacture, and at the same time, in the market, demand is also high. So we are in a very good business. But when always everybody wants to grow their business, then to growth, maybe you should be thinking about MEO and GEO satellite also, because how we will grow? Unless and until we find that in our market, the growth opportunities are not there. So if you ask me outset, without going into detail, if I am the LEOTHAYRE, I want to remain in LEO satellites only. The reason is simple. In my market, huge opportunities are there. When I am finding, suppose CIMA, ACCA students, huge opportunity, why to go in the different course? Why it is required? If my market is exhausted, the growth rate is in the single digit, then I can think about MEO and GEO. When I have done since 2002 or 4 till 2020-25, around 20 years plus, I am doing the same business. And the business is growing very well. Even the total growth in the satellites launch, they are saying will be around 600%, because more and more satellite launch are happening by organizations, by governments, by different purpose. So for that reason, our market is, according to my understanding, nowhere written that the LEO satellite market growth is greater than 10%. It's a double-digit growth market. And a double-digit growth market is called very high growth market. And in that market, if you become the leader, in that market, if you increase your competency, in that market, if you give quality to the customers, then in that case, why to go into MEO and GEO? When we are getting good opportunities in our own existing business, जबरदस्ती का दूसरा business में क्यों जाना है? Unless and until we are not getting the opportunities in our existing market. So my personal understanding says that when the scenario will be given, that's other thing. But moving into new different market is not required. Unless and until we think that we will be creating a different team, and for that we will be doing a separate business in the name of a separate organization, separate company, separate subsidiary like that, that's other thing. But if we invest our resources in the LEO development only, it is giving good opportunities to us. Why not to become better in this industry and compete better? For that reason, for last 20 years, they have not shifted to MEO or grown into GEO satellite developments. And they have launched, as per the instruction in the pre-scene, 64 satellites, successful satellites launch. So their track record is very good. They are generally very successful. They have a very good standard team. They have all the system to serve the client, designing also, manufacturing also, then ground preparation also. Even though we are not having rockets to launch, but we can help the client in launch. We can hire somebody, we can guide them. So we have the total solution for this. Nothing we are leaving. So for that reason, when the market is growing and we have developed our competency in this area, we have been successful. Our system is very foolproof, more secured, testing is done and everything. So going into MEO and GEO is not advisable, not required. Now, based on the scenario, something given that with the LEO's satellites, there is a huge pollution, there is environmental concern, the debris and all. Because if you ask me, nowhere written, no research done. I am thinking that many times we hear that there is a asteroid going to come. And that asteroid will hit Earth very hard. Asteroid means patthar. How that in the solar system, those asteroids are created. According to me, the satellite is one of the reason. Because when some satellite is sent on the orbit and then they are not working, they become debris. Then they mix with each other. I am not a scientist. I'm just saying you can't write in the exam. Then they are creating a asteroid, because how beyond the earth the asteroid is generated. There are other logic also, but according to me, in this area, anybody sending the satellite beyond the earth orbit in different distance. But if so many satellites are sent and they are not working, they are out of order, then what happened to them? It is written in the precinct, they become debris, they create the pollution there, they may be attaching with each other, creating a risk and all that they have already written. But I mean to say that if more and more satellites are sent, because human beings is very bad, simple thing. For our purpose, we are affecting land, we are digging land, we are doing the mining activity, we are constructing buildings and buildings, we are pressurizing land like anything, because of which the global warming and all that is happening. Similarly, if the earth is not enough, we are going beyond the earth and we are creating problem there also. You can say that, sir, how we will survive the geo system and all that, not there. But then everything has an adverse effect also, always. Teaching is not only good, there are adverse effect of teaching also. Everything has a bad effect. So satellite development is also having bad effects. How much bad it is, what laws and regulations are being developed at country level, at global level, it's very, beginning stage. But the countries, the governments, the organizations, there are so many regulatory changes in this thing so that the people will be able to survive. Because you are affecting outside the earth orbit, it is going to affect, ये तो distance थोड़ा सा ही है ना, very small distance. तो अगर यहाँ से कुछ होगा, it is going to affect the earth. How it is going to affect, I am not a scientist. But then more and more satellites, 600% growth, then some problem will be there, which maybe I don't know, but it is environmentally. And sending the satellite through rocket using fossil fuel, when the rocket is unsuccessful, the debris fell down on earth and all that, all these creates problem. All these creates, you can say, pollution problems in the environment. And even after the outside the earth orbit, maybe the distance remains same, they go round, but there is no certainty of anything. The problems may be there, the environmental issues are there. And relating to this, regularly, the increase in the regulatory norms, where you can send your website, satellite, how much distance would be there with others, all these norms are going to come, regulations are going to come. Like the Trump is saying that reciprocal tariff. Again, Trump will say that this is our area. You cannot launch a satellite here. Up till now, it is not there. Nobody can say that outside the earth, in the orbit, this is my orbit. I don't think so there is anything. Because beyond earth, up till a height, we say that it is the country's reason. Beyond a height, it is not the country's reason. Similarly, if we say that, like in water, sea, up till a particular nautical mile, it is the country's area. Beyond that, it is nobody's area. Similarly, beyond the earth also. So according to me, this area which is low earth orbit or the medium earth orbit, they don't belong to any country. But USA will start saying that this area is ours. India cannot send satellite here. I don't know. These types of laws are going to come in future. Because without satellite, you can't do any research. You can't make defense equipment. You can't protect your army. You can't do anything, man. So fight will be there. Nobody can stop this fight. We are saying that presently that type of thing has not yet come. But when the more and more satellites will be there, these types of regulatory thing norms are going to come. So the organization need to be proactive. While growing their business, they should be more understandable relating to the regulation. They should be connection with the government, with the regulatory authorities. What are the rules, regulations are going to come and change so that they can change themselves better equipped for the future regulatory application or changes. So you can say that it's a good business, it's a growing business, but regulatory and environmental pressures are going to increase continuously in this type of business. It is not everything is good for the environment. There are many things bad in the environment. For that reason, they have written in the pre-scene in one article at the end that there can be different types of satellite. The space junk satellite, something they have named, that can be manufactured, which when sent to the orbit outside the Earth, then after their usage is over in 1 year, 2 years, they will automatically be destroyed there. They will not be affecting others. But launching that type of satellites is very costly as compared to, so whether that cost should be incurred, it's an ethical thing. Because ultimately the LEOTHAYRE is a listed company. It's a private company. Private means listed, and they need to think about the shareholder wealth maximization. They need to increase the share prices. They need to pay them good dividend. They need to generate earnings. So if they will think about the shareholders, then in that case, expanding in developing manufacturing a satellite and then launching, which is costing say 10 times, they have not written how much, say 10 times than a normal satellite. I think that is not viable. That is not justifiable that we will expend 10 times unless and until the customer is ready to pay. I don't think so. Any customer, any government, any organization will be ready to incur that much cost to protect the environment. But maybe in future it will become norm. So we need to develop our competencies in that area, that how we can reduce the adverse impact of the satellites in the orbit when they are out of order, when their job is finished, when the mission is complete, when the other information, when the satellite is not working further, then they should not be affecting the environment adversely much. Because that type of rules, regulations are going to come. And for that, we need to be ready and we need to think about our technological developments regularly. Then we can say that for satellite developments, if we talk of different stakeholders, customers, suppliers, our engineers and staff, our board members, regulatory authorities, competitors, these are all the stakeholders. As far as customers are concerned, they are saying that in the pre-scene we have limited customers. I don't think so. Any organization in the world developing satellite will not have limited customers. Today, tomorrow, you and me are not going to ask, make a website, make a satellite for me. It's a limited customer only, man. But then the limited customer are always creating a risk of losing the customer. Even though they have said that our order book is in advance booked, customers have placed the orders because of our quality and all that. But that is not going to be there always. So diversification or increasing the customers is more essential, because when the growth will be there 600%, that means the customers will be coming. And we are, as per the pre-scene, we are expecting that even small clients, school, universities, those who are doing more and more research, they will be asking to launch a satellite for them. Because this is going to happen in the world, in the low Earth orbit satellite system. So we can say that there is a growth in the clients, and we should target increasing our clients base so that we are not dependent on few clients. Our business remains sustainable. As far as suppliers are concerned, for making the satellites, we require different types of components, sub-assemblies to assemble them. And that should be of a very good quality, because then only the satellite manufacturing and launching will be successful. So we require a good supplier who are providing quality products. We should have a good relationship with them. And they are always thinking about improving in the quality of the assemblies or components. Maybe going forward, some of the sub-assemblies and components we can start manufacturing in place of going into MEO and GEO. That is a good opportunity, backward integration. That sub-assemblies or anything which we are purchasing from the supplier, we can start manufacturing on our own, so that the quality of that sub-assembly will be better and we will have a better control over business supply chain and operations. But when it is purchased from the supplier, then the supplier is manufacturing for others also. They are able to bring economies of scale. They have the competency in that area. Developing that much competency and economies of scale will be difficult for us. So we can say that we need to involve suppliers, but still some of the self-assembly or component manufacturing can be done. Then if you see about the employees, engineers, nothing is written so much in the pre-scene about our employees and engineers. Do they have written in the pre-scene how many engineers and employees are working in LEOTHAYRE? Do they have written in the entire pre-scene anywhere? Anybody? Amar Ajmeri, Ashok, Atul, Ataul, sorry, Divya Jain, Suman, Gaurav. Nobody has gone through the pre-scene.
No,
Huh?
sir, they've not mentioned the number of
Normally in
engineers.
every pre-scene they mention the number of employees and all that. Here they have not mentioned. Why? Don't know. But I mean to say that here the technical knowledgeable persons are very huge. Engineers, the what do you say, IT persons and solar system knowledgeable persons, they are not easily available. We have seen that in movies and all that, Akshay Kumar, Chandrayaan and all that. What is the importance of the staff? At the same time, there are normal level staff also. I don't know how many of them, but then giving them the satisfaction, the recruitment, the selection, the training, the motivation is very essential for those staff. We have seen that ki NASA and all that paying to their employees, scientists more than the Indian scientist. But then the question is whether they are working only for money or they have a different intention. We need to think about our employees, otherwise somebody will poach them, because Indian scientists want to work for NASA, not for India. That's the normal rule. Even we are interested in working for an international clients, but not for the Indian clients. Whenever we get the knowledge, because maybe we will be getting the better perks, better salary, better job satisfaction, better challenges in jobs. Don't know. We can say that whenever we will be launching a satellite for any client or for any purpose, the employee satisfaction level in different respects should be very good. They should be regularly providing training. And whenever we are doing something, they should be accepting the proposal. Otherwise, the success will not be there. As far as regulatory authority, government or regulations which are applicable on us, as we discussed, we need to be in advance, proactive, have connection with the government authority. What are the changes going to come? To apply that, to be ready to implement that is always required. As far as shareholders are concerned, we are not able to satisfy them generally as per the pre-scene, because the share prices from $20 5 years back to 22 approximately to $4 continuously, maybe in between up, down, but it is down, 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 down in 5 years. Why the share price is so much down? That means demand is less than supply. Continuously, the shareholders are selling the shares. There is no demand. We have not been given the information about other listed companies' share prices. But standalone basis, our share prices has gone down. That means the shareholders are not satisfied with our dividend policy, with our business and all that. Maybe you will find that our sales has grown, our expenditure has gone down, our operating profit margin has gone up, our return on capital employed has gone up, our asset turnover remain constant, not going down. So most of the things are good. But still, the share prices is continuously down, 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 down. Why? That means there can be two reasons. First of all, whatever we are doing, that is not enough. Or maybe on a comparative analysis, the other players' performance who are our competitors better than us. So they have given Orbilink. Their sales growth is better than us. Their expenditure growth is there. We have expenditure down. Their asset turnover is better than us. So their return on capital employed is slightly better than us. So why they are able to perform better than us? That is just one competitor. Others are also there who are all performing better than us. So the shareholders, when they have invested in our company, they are not getting that growth which shareholders are getting from other competitors. So on a comparative analysis, it's not good. Maybe on a standalone basis, the growth is there, but on a comparative analysis, it is not good. As per me also, the business must be growing in the market by at least 10% because it's a growing business. In a LEO, in a low Earth orbit. So they are, as per the growth, 12.9% their growth. The competitor, which is greater than 10%, double digit, but our growth is 5 point something percent. So our growth is less than 10%. When suppose in the market, CIMA and ACCA students are increasing by 20%. I don't know, I'm just saying hypothetically. Then the Saraf number of students would also be 10% plus. If the market is growing by 20%, my growth is only 4%, 5%. That means maybe I am growing, but I'm not performing the way the competitors are performing. So why the shareholder will remain invested in my company? They will sell the shares, they will shift their shares in other company, suppose FMCG, Hindustan Unilever or ITC. If the growth in ITC is better than Hindustan Unilever, I will remain invested in ITC. Why Hindustan Unilever? The comparative analysis is giving us a feeling that our competitor information which is given is better than us. Maybe that is the industry norm. So for that reason, our shareholders are not satisfied. They are very demanding in the shareholders meeting about our future plans, about our course of action, how we will be able to satisfy them. Otherwise, they will further sell the shares. There will be further selling pressure on our shares, and there will be further reduction in the share prices. Different stakeholders have different understanding, different views, different requirement that need to be satisfied whenever we are taking any decision. Then we go with our company is a listed company. We are listed since 2017. And since 2020 to 2025, our prices has gone down to 1/5 from 2022 to $4.
Sir, we cannot hear you.
Sorry. Now done. So I'm saying that we are a listed company. In a listed company, the strength is what? They will be able to raise funds from the market. They will be able to issue shares in the market. But a listed company performance would be good. When they will go for IPO, FPO, rights issue, then the people will be buying the shares when the company performance is good. As far as share prices, it is $20 to $4 in 5 years. As far as dividend, I don't know the past information, but with the dividend, if the shareholders are satisfied, then why the prices will go down like this? So we can say that we are a listed company, but issuing shares in the market will not be easy. Maybe FPO, maybe IPO. IPO not, further public offering or rights issue. The existing shareholders may not be satisfied. They will not be going for buying the shares. And if we go for further public offering, the public may not be interested where the prices are going down so much. So by issuing shares, the fundraising will be creating a difficulty. As far as debt is concerned, in the balance sheet, our debt equity ratio is already 50% debt, approximately. Based on the book value balance sheet figure, we should be calculating based on market value. But say market value, we have been given the price, but number of shares are not given. So how we calculate the market value? But whatever may be the case, we are saying that dividend information not given, share prices are down. So issuing shares is difficult. People will not buy. And since our debt is already 50% of total, going for debt is also limited. So if we want to do any growth, already last year we have taken 1,000 million loan further because the debt has increased by 1,000. Our interest coverage ratio is very bad, around 1.6 times. For paying $1, we have earnings only 1.6 times. So fundraising will be difficult in this company. Whatever you want to do, raising funds is not easy. We can say that in our cash and bank balance, there is good amount of balance, around 500 plus million. The reason being that we are getting from the money from the clients very fast, but the payment to the supplier is very late. You can say we have a good working capital management, but if this situation changes, the funds for any new project will be difficult to arrange in this company. They are financially standalone basis, sales growth, profit growth, all are there. But if we do the short-term, long-term risk analysis, the debt equity ratio, the interest coverage ratio, then they are not good. So raising funds for any new project will be difficult in this type of company. I'm not saying nothing is impossible in this world. I am possible, you know already. So it can be possible to raise funds, but whatever way we will be going, raising funds will not be easy for us for any growth. If we are going to take over any company or we are doing some organic growth, something, and we require funds, arranging funds will be difficult for this type of organization. When the prices are down, then there are problems of being taken over by others because you are available at a cheap price. So some other organization will take over you. Hostile takeover possibilities are there. The competitor can acquire us because we are available only at $4. So in case of takeover by some other organization, we need to have anti-takeover strategy ready. Because whenever a company's share prices in the market goes down very, very low, then the company is subject to taken over by others. Very high chance, very high likely. And when the shareholders are not satisfied already, when the proposal will be coming from some other organization for takeover, then the shareholder will accept that. And once the shareholder will accept, the organization will be taken over, because shareholders are the owners, they are the ultimate decision maker. So it's a chances or it's a risk there that we may be taken over by some other organization because we are available at a cheap price and our business is good. We are doing good business, so we may be taken over. We can say that the risk in the business is projecting the revenue and the performance. The risk in the business is supply chain management, the quality of the supplies. The risk in the business is for growth purpose, fundraising. Fund is a problem depending upon the financiers. We can see that the risk in the business is technological risk, environmental failure, environmental impact risk. Those are the major risks in the business. And since we have business all over the world, so it's a economical risk. Economical risk related with politics, related with economic growth, related with interest rate, foreign exchange transactions, everything, because that also risk is there. As far as our, what do you say? The risk relating to the growth, revenue can be managed by doing more and more analysis, by improving our quality of the products, by giving the success rate high, by improving the testing of the products, by maintaining our records in more efficient manner so that the forecasting will be much correct. For fundraising, we can say that since we have good amount of cash balance, so it's a cash-rich company. When a cash-rich company is there, the question of interest payment ratio, interest coverage ratio, and debt equity ratio is not so much importance. A cash-rich company has good cash, which is lifeblood of any business. So fundraising will be possible if we can show our strength, our success rate, and all that. Why there is a decrease in price? We may have some justification. What can be the reason that a company is performing very well, but still the prices are going down? Any logic behind that? Not about this case study, any. A company is performing very well, but still the prices are going down. I'm just asking simple general question. Share market. You will say, I'm not investing in share market. No problem. What happened yesterday in Indian market? Any knowledge? That is one day. It is not long term, but every share prices is down because of Mr. Trump and Elon Musk. They both are the friend and they are doing all the notankis. But in the long run also, the prices may be down because of some event which is affecting the whole world, the whole economy. Corona. The prices are down in the whole world. Maybe the corona was not a short-term event because it happened. Somebody's thought that it will recover. But it is not, I mean to say, recovered for quite a long time. Subprime crisis. There are something happened in the economy where the prices is not down for one company, it is down for the entire market. And for a quite significant period of time. Market is always not up. Or maybe in a particular industry, the prices are down. Suppose the pharma industry, before corona, the pharma industry always give negative return. Whether it's a Dr. Reddy's laboratory, whether it's any company. The pharma has a cycle. Pharma industry, it goes down it goes up, it goes down like this. So we can say that we have not been given information about the entire market, about the economy, about the competitor share price movement. Maybe the prices are down not only for us, it is down for others also. The people are more cautious while investing in the shares. They are, more conservative. They are demanding less. Demand for the shares is less. Then the prices goes down. In my life of last 15, 20 years, I have seen 3, 4 times the market, every share prices are down because of so many reasons. So it is not that our prices 20 to 4 is a bad thing. If that situation is there, if that reason is there, because it is down for everybody, then on comparative basis, our prices are lower. If we go for issue of shares, then the people will subscribe for the shares. If we go for debt, since our cash balance is good, cash rich company, we can go for debt and the funds will be available. But we need to increase the interest coverage ratio. That means earnings should improve. So we are not saying that because of the share prices and all that, we cannot raise funds. We can raise funds depending upon the situation. There are certain banks or financial institutions who are giving credit just for specifically solar companies only. So we can say that for our company, there are some bankers or financial institutions can give us funding, not necessarily debentures in the market or shares. The funding is possible because even venture capitalists are getting funds. The venture capitalist always doing venture, risky business. The satellite is also a risky business, but then people are getting funds for the risky business because the investor will be getting a very good amount of return. Similarly, we can get funds, but if we have the very good project and we have the justification that why our prices are down and all that, then we can get funds by debt or equity. It's not impossible. Then we can say that as far as economical risk, which is something related with regulation also, economical condition also, and foreign exchange risk. They have a foreign currency treasury department and they are managing the foreign exchange risk as per the pre-seen very well. Now the treasury department is there and they are managing the foreign exchange risk. Then the treasury department is a cost center or a profit center. Whether the behavior of the treasury department is a cost center or a profit center. If the cost center, they don't want to gain out of fluctuation in the foreign exchange. They don't want to lose by fluctuation in the foreign exchange. We should be getting a fixed amount. That means forward cover and all that should be done. They must be doing. But if it is a profit center, then maybe we are involving into derivatives, maybe we are involving into different transactions which are not for hedging, which are for speculation purpose, since we have so many foreign currency transactions. By that, just 1 second. 1 second. So relating to foreign exchange, if the treasury department is a profit center, then some risk they are taking to generate more income because you need to show that the division is profitable. Then in that case, Along with the hedging, some speculation, how much level of speculation we are doing relating to foreign exchange transactions, and whether it is advisable to take that much risk is a question mark. Obviously, when the foreign exchange transactions are so many customers at global level, so we need to manage foreign exchange risk. But whether it is managed efficiently, effectively, that we need to check. Then we have paid the dividend. We have paid dividend to our shareholders around 40%, 37, 38% of our earnings. The competitor information is saying that they have paid dividend around 25%. Whatever they have earned, they have paid 25%. Whether paying 37% dividend is more or less is a very question mark. Because we don't say that dividend payment less is bad, dividend payment more is good. Dividend payment depends upon the company's policy, the company's communication to the shareholders in the past, the opportunities for the money which we have earned, investment in the business. All those things decide the dividend policy. We have not been given the past dividend history. We have just been given the current year dividend. It is greater than the competitor. It can be because the competitor is paying lesser dividend. They have that nature, but we are paying more dividend. Our shareholder have invested in us because of that more dividend only. So we are paying more. It is not bad or good. It is our policy. But then whatever dividend we are paying and whatever the growth in the share price, I mean to say sales and all that, still the share prices are down. So maybe there is some problem with the dividend policy. We are not maintaining, but maybe dividend is correct. Whatever we are following, that we are saying. But then the business is not doing well as compared to comparative analysis, because of which the share prices are down. So we need to check whether the dividend policy is, I mean to say, acceptable or not. That for that we require further information. We never say that dividend kam dena acha hai, yeah, we are paying more dividend is good. It depends upon case to case basis. Every person invests in the particular company share by having some understanding, having some notion, having some expectation. In some companies, I have invested to get dividend. In some companies, I have invested to get price growth. So those companies which are going to give price growth, I don't want dividend growth from there. I want the price growth. So the shareholders are rational. They invest in the companies with a particular objective. And that objective should be fulfilled. Then only we will remain invested in the company. Then the opportunities for growth is organic, inorganic. Organic, we will be doing on our own, the further development, the regulatory development, the protection of environment, the development of more different models of LEO. We are well placed. We can do the growth in that. Or we can acquire other organizations in organic growth, the technological advancements, or maybe outset going into MEO, GEO, which I am not advising. In place of that, going into backward integration. Manufacturing the supplies and assemblies which are more sophisticated, which are much better for making the satellites and for launching the satellites. Those type of components can be made and manufactured and will be self-developed in-house. That type of growth is possible. As far as the threats are concerned, the threats are regulatory, the threats are environmental, the threats are what do you say, competition. The threats are interest rate, because we have good amount of borrowings and our interest coverage ratio is already not good. The threats are foreign exchange rate changes adversely affecting the company. Those are the threats, and we need to manage those threats which may arise by developing our business, by growing our business. The major drawbacks or weakness in the company: decrease in the share price continuously. The business is mainly dependent on few clients. Even this business nature is this only, but still we need to increase our base of the clients. And we can say that as compared to our competitor, our growth is less. That is the weakness. We need to improve our weakness. We need to capitalize on our strength, the full 360-degree system to offer to the clients. And based on the opportunities, we need to grow our business. I can say that when the questions will be coming in the exam from different aspects, first of all, the theme of the question are growth, organic, inorganic. When it is organic growth, whether MEO or GEO or inorganic, taking over another organization, or maybe supply chain growth, whether it should be done or not, given some scenario, given some extra information, along with the pre-scene, you need to write whether it is should be done or not. This can be written by using SFA model: suitability, feasibility, acceptability. If we go in suitability, in the pre-scene, our mission and vision is written. The mission of the company is to become leader in the satellite developments and all that, in the LEO market only. And the vision is we should be able to affect the life of individuals positively, the maximum way, because that is our vision. Once we achieve our mission, then how we will look like. We have values in our business, ethics and values. That is, we should be more innovative. We should be more objective. We should be thinking about the society. They have written 3-4 points that this is our value system. So when you are writing suitability, you need to think that the suitability is being justified by these points. Mission, vision, the value system and everything are getting satisfied with the project which you are doing. That is called suitability. Acceptability, as I said, whether it's a fund require money, whether it's a shareholders, whether it's regulatory authority, whether it's our board members, whether it's shareholders, whether they are acceptable or not. And feasibility, whether we have resources and competencies to do that. When you will be writing for a growth opportunity question, we can do this, whether it should be done or not. You can write the answers based on suitability, feasibility, acceptability model, not a rule. You can. If you generally remember a model, based on that, you will be able to cover up your writer very fast for that reason. The second theme of the exam can be regulatory ethics and all that. That we are going to expand our business in some country. There the regulatory things are different and our regulations are different. They are more lenient. So can we develop some satellites there which are of less costly but which are more harmful for the environment? Because there is no rules there. In our country the rules are there, but in their country the rules are not there. Whether it is ethical, whether it should be done, how it is going to affect the company in positive, negative, because we are not going to do business only in that country, in other countries also, where the rule is very stringent and all that. Then that sale will be affected because in other country we are doing this. Because company is one only. They have a brand, goodwill, image. So where the customers are more demanding, where they are more concerned with the environment, recycling, sustainability, then they will stop buying the goods and services from you when you are doing that in some other market. The third question can be, when we are going for inorganic development, the anti-takeover strategies. Hostile takeover mein anti-takeover strategies. That is, before getting the bid or after getting the bid. Before getting the bid, matlab, our competitor want to acquire us because we are available cheap. Before they offer, We are communicating to our shareholders, telling them not to be taken over. We are doing good business. We are convincing them. Before takeover, we can change our article that 100% majority required for any proposal. Before takeover, we can issue debentures or preference shares, which will be converted into shares, so that so many shares they are not interested in buying. Before takeover, we can revalue our assets so that when they will come, they need to pay that much price at which they may not be interested. This is called pre-bid defenses. The post-bid defenses, they have placed the offer. Now we are convincing our shareholders, telling bad things about the takeover company so that they will not be accepting the proposal. Or the purpose for which they are taking over, sell our crown jewels. Whatever the important aspects are there, we will sell them. They will not acquire us. Or we can complain to the regulatory authorities that if the two companies come together, it will be extra power. It will be against the public interest and all that. The regulatory authority can stop. Or they are going to acquire us. We will put a bid to acquire them. Counter bid. Or they are going to acquire us. We will ask some friendlier person to also put a bid. So that if the friendlier person will put a higher bid, they will not offer. This is technical, but the chances are there, since our company is small and the competitor company is big, they can give the takeover by other company to our company and then anti-takeover strategy. Then the foreign exchange risk part, the interest rate foreign exchange. In the interest rate we have, if you find out both the years, the interest rate is 10%. How come the interest rate is 10%? In last 2 years, Saraf Academy interest rate on the borrowing is not fixed. Because in last 2 years, RBI has changed the interest rate, reverse repo. So the banks have changed the interest rates. So my interest rate for last 2 years is not constant. How come in a big company, listed company, the interest rate is constant? Either the company has gone for fixed borrowing or the company has done some hedging. Because of that, the interest rate remain fixed. Whatever may be the reason, if the interest rate in the market goes down, we will not be getting the benefit because our interest rate is 10% fixed. So in that situation, how we will manage with the interest rate risk, what we need to do, that can be asked. And the foreign exchange risk, treasury department, any future option application, money market, I meant to say forward contract application, what we should be doing relating to foreign exchange, that can come. There can be environmental or sustainability questions based on the adverse impact of the satellites on the environment, not only for LEOTHAYRE, but for others also. Do we need to think about stakeholders? Do we need to think about shareholders? Do we need to think about suppliers? Do we need to think about, what do you say, the general public, the adverse effect on the environment? What should we think? How we will decide whether we should be accepting this proposal or not? Because all the projects in the satellite business will be creating pollutions, will be adversely affecting. So how we can apply that so that the adverse effect will be less? Then the question can be relating to the share price movement. The share price movements are continuously down. What can be the reason? Some further scenario because of this scenario. Because every exam they are asking share price question. Every exam. Even for ACCA, CIMA both. In ACCA, it was a charity case study last time. That's other thing. But otherwise, in every exam, they are asking question on share price movement, giving some situations, and then they are saying that whether the prices will go up or down. Why we are concerned with the day-to-day movements? We are not. But on the long-term movements, we are concerned. 1 second. 1 second, sir. So long-term movements are concerned because tomorrow or today, what will be the change in the share price? Not a listed company thinking about that. We are concerned with long-term movement. So because of any factor, the effect on the long-term movement, there you can write some technical theory also because they write in the answers. Market hypothesis, technical market hypothesis, which is saying that there are three types of technical guidelines which can say that the prices are going to move in what direction. One is weak market efficiency, semi-strong form of efficiency, and a strong form of efficiency. Weak form means by knowing those information which are publicly available, you cannot predict the prices and can generate supernormal profit. Publicly available information presently in the market, the best information is what? Trump reverse, what do you say? Duty charge. The whole world market. So is this information is not known to anybody? I don't think so. This information is there with everyone. This is not information which can be hidden. Even nowadays, the social media, on mobile phone, we are always there. So any information which is in the public domain, you will come to know in seconds. Like that. We are taking classes. If something happen anywhere, we all come to know in seconds only, even in the class also. We are in the class, but still we are always on the mobile phone. It is good or bad, I'm not going into that. But that's the fact. I can just say that suppose the class is running. Below on the bar, when the market will open at 9:15, whether it is up and down, it is automatically giving the signal. The temperature, the share market up, down, and everything it is giving. So information are very freely available. Because of the information, if you think that I have only the information, I will be able to say whether there will be price go up or down in next 1 day, 2 days. That's not going to happen. Every market in the world in the weak form is efficient. Those information which are freely publicly available, looking at the past price movements, you cannot generate supernormal profit. So we can say that in that respect, the market is efficient. Semi-strong form. Semi-strong form is also publicly available information. But those publicly available informations are just announced now. In the weak form, it is maybe announcing 2 days back. You know that the price movements and you can project the price movements in future. Because of that, it doesn't happen. But semi-strong form, the instant public information, because of that affecting the prices. Normally, we say that for few seconds, maybe somebody is using Bloomberg, maybe somebody is having high internet. That happened very less. But maybe for few seconds you can, but ultimately there will not be 100% guarantee that what is the effect on the price because of the publicly available information. The publicly available information are discounted in the price very fast. The prices are automatically adjusted because of the publicly available information. So the market is efficient with those publicly available information also. Suppose a company announced dividend just 2 minutes back. 2 minutes back. The dividend information is there with everybody. What is the effect on the price? You cannot predict with 100% surety. A strong form efficiency, insider information you have, still you cannot predict the price. Normally we say that with the insider information, market cannot be forecasted, or insider information you will be able to earn extra. The Trump knows that he will be announcing this. When the Trump knows this, so he knows beforehand, the Trump has asked somebody, you or me, can you sell the share and tomorrow you buy. When I will announce, market will be down. You sell the share today and tomorrow when it will buy the money down, then buy. Or maybe Trump is going to change his view after 1 month. So today he's saying that you buy, and when I will announce the reversal, then the prices will go up, you sell. Trump is also a human being. Elon Musk is a human being. In any company, the human beings, the board members, the directors are there. They are going to decide about the company. That is the insider information. If you get hold of that information, you can say what will be the price going forward. Because of the strong form inefficiency, because of the insider information, the share prices changes in a particular direction. The people affect the share price movements because that is not in the control of everybody. For that reason, in most of the market, insider trading is not allowed. But how government will catch hold me if I know Trump? I don't know. I'm just saying. And I'm buying shares or selling shares. How anybody will catch me? Maybe Trump cannot do. Maybe his blood relative cannot do. But then others can do. Between Elon Musk and Trump, there is no relationship. Trump has said to Elon Musk, start buying and selling shares. What anybody will do? Nobody can do anything, man. This is, you can say, in technical term, the market prices movement, the market efficiency. But other than that, the news factors and all that, the economical news, recession news, inflation news, political news, anything good also. All those things affects the prices. And we need to say in the question, because of these things which is happening, how the prices are going to change. Nobody can say that the prices will go up only. Somebody can say that price will go down. Somebody will say that price will go up. You need to say both the things. Because of this information, because of this data, because of this news, because of this thing, what is the effect on the prices of the company? You may write up, down. You should be writing both actually, because you are not God. You need to give justification for increase in the prices, and you need to give justification for decrease in the prices also. Ultimate, your conclusion can be this, that, something. They are regularly asking question in every exam relating to share price movements. Always. They have started liking this type of question very much. Then I can say that relating to corporate governance, the company should have a very good structured board members. The board balance. We have good board members. They are the business knowledgeable persons. They have gone into different type of studies, but some of the board members are connected with other society also, some university and all that, and we have a link with them. Some of the non-executive directors are less than the executive directors, because executive director job is to run the business. Non-executive director job is to control executive directors. For that reason, UK corporate governance or most of the corporate governance says the non-executive director should not be less than the executive director. Numbers. In the non-executive, excluding chairman, we have excluding chairman only 3 persons, and the executive directors are 5 or 6. So it is half in number. So when the executive directors are taking any wrong decision, the 3 persons cannot stop 6 persons. So there will be some wrong thing which should not be done, and all that will be done. That is not good. The company should increase the number of non-executive directors. When they will increase, there is some increase in the expenditures, remuneration for non-executive directors. Who will be the non-executive directors? Their nomination, hiring, all these things need to be done. In the executive directors, the company don't have an IT person. It's a pure IT business. And we don't have any IT controller, IT director. Big question mark. Hiring an IT director, the discussion, the nomination by the nomination team and all that will be required. It will increase the expenditures, but that is a must. Because without IT, we cannot function. How we are functioning without IT director is still a question mark. Maybe somebody out of the staff, senior manager, or maybe out of the director managing the IT functions also. But this is not a simple thing in this company, and we should have a proper IT persons for information secrecy, for technological developments, for growth. IT director is required. We have chairman and CEO different. The chairman job is to convene the board meeting, take the decisions in the board meeting and all that. Initiate discussion in the board meeting. But the CEO job is to run the business of the company. So we have two different persons in that respect. We have different business committees. The remuneration committee, audit committee, nomination committee and all that. As far as audit committee, the chairman should not be a member. We have since 4 non-executive director, only the chairman is a member. Why the chairman should not be a member of the audit committee? Anybody knows why? Why the chairman should not be a member of an audit committee? Why? The audit committee, remuneration committee, nomination committee are all non-executive directors' composition. Non-executive director job is to control the work of executive directors. In the audit committee, we are saying the audit committee will check the internal control system, the auditor's work, auditor's responsibility, and auditor's remuneration and other things. Why the chairman cannot do that? Chairman is a person who is, you can say, when the board meetings are held, then he is the decision maker. He initiates the discussion. Now, even though chairman is a non-executive director, but why we are saying that other than the chairman, the non-executive director should not be less than the executive? Why chairman is not considered? Because chairman managing the funds also of the company. If you are managing the funds, you are controlling all the directors, you are the decision maker. Under the audit, the objectivity will not be coming when chairman is a member. Because you will be biased. You will be thinking from your angle. You will be thinking from your self-interest point of view. You will not be independent in analyzing the internal control and other things. For that reason, most of the good corporate governance says the chairman should not be the member of the audit committee. Maybe he is a member, should not be allowed, but maybe he is a member because of less person. But the chairman at least should not chair the audit committee. I don't know whether he is a chair in the audit committee or not, but they have mentioned in the pre-scene that he is a member of the audit committee. As far as nomination committee is concerned, in the nomination committee, generally the non-executive and even the executive director can be the member, but normally advisable non-executive, because they will be nominating new persons for the directorship. So if it is non-executive, they will be more independent and they will be able to nominate proper person. Like for IT director, nomination is required. Remuneration committee, remuneration decided for executive directors. Executive director cannot be member of remuneration committee, only non-executive. The remuneration should be decided based on the industry standards, based on the other staff manager salary. The director should be paid how much based on the performance of the company, correlated with the shareholders' wealth maximization and other objectives. That way the remuneration should be decided. Combination of cash, perks and all that, combination of other objectives, that should be included in the remuneration. Risk committee, for managing different types of risk, there can be a committee, anybody can be a member, executive, non-executive. If the company don't have a risk committee, then in that case, separately audit committee will manage that. We have separate risk committee also. And all the 4 persons are there in all the committee, which is not good. Because how the non-executive director will handle so many responsibility? So as far as balancing also, numbers also, the non-executive directors are less. And as per the managing the affairs also, the non-executive directors are less. So we need to increase the non-executive directors. We need to appoint some IT director going forward for better corporate governance, for better managing the affairs, for improving our performance in acquisition of customers, and for successful launch of the satellites on the orbit, for completing the missions, for growth in the groundwork, mission completion, and giving better satisfaction. We require this type of corporate governance changes in this organization. They can be giving question that there is a satellite launch and it was unsuccessful. When at the time of launch, they have written that the liability for any destruction is passed on to the client. Even though it is unsuccessful, the client is bound to give us money. Unless and until it is proved that the unsuccessfulness is on the negligence of LEOTHAYRE. How that will be proved? That the unsuccessfulness is on the LEOTHAYRE. If the question comes, it will be creating a confusion in your mind that whether the client should pay or not, or whether we should pay. You need to write the answer with justification. Whatever the situation, not the technical way, but obviously there is no one final answer. You need to write these are the things that we should be paying, customers should be avoided because that is our fault. Or we should be saying that we are not at fault. It is the God's fault. It is environment fault. We have done all our research and everything, but still the launch cannot be successful. The client is bound to pay because there is no fault on the part of LEOTHAYRE. You need to do the evaluation, pros, cons, positive, negatives, and then you will say whether we will be paying or not. That is a question of ethics also, because that can be correlated with ethics, objectivity, integrity, and all that. There can be questions on dividend policy also, not given so much, but on the dividend extra information. There can be question about, as I said, takeover of a company, what type of business they are engaged in, how it is going to affect us, how it is going to affect our suitability, feasibility, acceptability. There can be questions on sustainability. There can be questions on foreign exchange risk, interest rate risk, corporate governance, internal control, risk management, whatever the types of risk, how we are managing, what are the other risks. There can be questions or one of the director want to leave. One director, maybe because of old age, or maybe because any reason want to leave, or maybe a senior manager, maybe a major person in designing the satellite want to leave. Whenever any major director or any major person is leaving, it is very problematic for any organization. We should always try that person should not be leaving. If there is any dissatisfaction level because of any reason, we should remove that. But if it is not because of dissatisfaction, it is because of some other reasons, some other requirement, then also we should try that the person should be leaving gradually, not tomorrow. They should be given some time, some 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. By that time, we can make other person ready. We can induct other person. We can train them. That person who is leaving can train them, and then they can leave. If the director is leaving, then they will be selling their shares. Already the share prices is down in the market. The director is having handsome shares. If they will sell their shares, there will be further selling pressure. So what can be done with releasing the funds to the director for selling the shares? The existing director can buy those shares if the funds are available. Or if the funds are not available, then maybe in the market, the shares can be sold out in tranches, not in one go, so that adverse effect, it will not be coming as a block deal. It will be coming gradually. We can ask them that they can sell gradually. We can ask them that by the time they are not getting the money, they can borrow some money, we will pay the interest. So whenever a director leave or any major staff leaving, then we need to make an arrangement for exit. Because that type of question also comes. It came in the first case study in 2016 in CIMA, relating to one of the director of the company want to leave the organization. How to build up that? How can we manage the leaving of an important person? Leaving are two things. One is leaving, one is God gift. God asked, now he is gone. Now how you will manage? The existing person need to manage something. The new person will be appointed. Induction need to be done. Some consultant need to be hired and everything need to be done. Okay, that person who died, who shares and all that, what will happen? Whether the relative of that person want to sell the shares, gradually this, that, all need to be managed. Succession of a person, succession of a key managerial person. Then I don't think so that any other thing which can be asked in the question from the pre-scene, based on the pre-scene, what type of story they can develop in the exam. Because the first portion, which is first, 2, 3, 4 portion, these are all discussing the industry, the different types of websites, the cubes, the recent development, and low orbit, high money, medium orbit, क्या होता है, क्या उसका mass है, क्या है, those things. Then when the website is launched, information receiving, giving, the mission statement can be complete by that. So what are the things which are available in the market for that purpose? Then for launching websites, there is a rocket. The rocket relieve the satellite later, and the rocket debris and all that destroy the environment and all that. And when the satellites separated, whether it is reaching to the particular destination, whether it is successful or not, that need to be checked. And then once it reached, it is giving the signal. Sometime when it is launched, the rocket destroyed before launching it only, before going orbit only, and then the debris fell down. So the launching process is not done at any place. There are separate places where the launching will be done. We don't have that place, but you can say that we can contract with others. We have the arrangement to launch those websites. Then they have said about LEOTHAYRE. When we started our business, and we are in the name is suggesting LEO only, low Earth orbit satellites we are launching, and we have the full system, designing, manufacturing, consultancy, then groundwork, then what do you say, from top to bottom, helping the client to launch the website. That is a turnkey project type. We are doing everything for the client. We are giving full service, and we are in the micro and nano satellites more and more, which are easy to launch, which are less costly, which are having less requirement of resources. And we have, you can say, good contact with the suppliers. We have the satellites, already 64 satellites we have successfully launched. We have a good track record of success. We have the standard system which we follow in launching the websites, satellites. Then they have written about mission, about our vision, about our values, about the composition of executive, non-executive directors, about our committee structure, because audit committee, risk committee, remuneration, nomination committee. And these are the 4 persons in all the committee. One is the chairman. Chairman in the audit committee is not as per corporate governance norms. Maybe in the risk committee he can be there. Maybe in the nomination here he should not be a member. Maybe he is a member, but at least he should not be the chairperson, because he is objective. So he cannot control the auditing function independently. Then some risk the client management, the foreign exchange risk, the regulatory risk, the environmental risk, the sustainability risk, the various microeconomic, which is foreign exchange and other factors risk, how we are managing those risks. Then as far as financial sales growth is there, cost has gone down. So our operating profit margin is very good, better than last year. And the interest finance cost has gone up because we have borrowed more. The tax has gone up because income is more. The tax is around 15%. The dividend payment from our current year profit, how much dividend we have paid? In the balance sheet, the assets are increasing, which is good sign. We are growing. The trade receivables are not very high. That means we are getting very fast money from the customers, but the trade payables are very high. How come this is? But the same thing is there in case of competitor also. So you can say that it's a business where you will receive money fast, but you are paying very late. But this thing can change in future. For this, what do you say? 𝐅𝐵𝐿𝐼nc, the competitor, the growth is better than us. They have some increase in expenditure, but their operating profit margin is mota-moti like us, and they have paid less dividend. Their asset base as compared to sale is less. They are generating asset turnover better than us, but in their case also receivable is less and the payables are very high. That means this is a norm in the industry. We are getting good credit from the suppliers. The share price was around 22 5 years back, and it is around $4 5 years later. It's up, down, up, down. But whenever it is rating higher, high, 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 all high if you join, which is, you can say, technical analysis, the next point is lower than the earlier one, lower than the earlier one, lower than the earlier one. So always company reaching new lows. Always they are reaching new lows, new lows. Why? No justified reason given in the question. The beta, given in the pre-scene, the beta for the company is 1.15. Means on an average, when the market is changing by 1%, the share price of the company changing by 1.15%. Suppose market is down yesterday 4%. So the company price will go down by 4 into 1.15, 4.6%. If the market is up today, say 2%, the share price of the company will be up by 2 into 1.15, 2.3%. So the changes in the security on an average as compared to the market is slightly higher, 15% higher. Whatever the change in the market because of any reason, the price change in the company shares is around 15% higher. Beta is 1.15. How this is calculated? Based on average of the past, maybe last 5 years data. Average of the last 5 years data is giving this figure. But why this is happening like this? If we go in the technical or logical way, then in the beta there are systematic risk, but the systematic risk is 2 types of factors. One is business risk, one is financial risk. Business risk means we are in the satellite business. In the satellite business, other businesses are there. For the business, the customers, the suppliers, the business model, getting the business, there is a business risk. In training industry also, whether I will get the customers and all that or not. In every business, there is a risk. The business risk in more technical way said as the burden of fixed expenses. If any business, the fixed expenses, operating expenses are very high, then the business risk is high. So in the business, the changes in the share prices, systematic risk is one because of business risk. And the second is the financial risk. The financial risk is the debt equity proportion, interest coverage. Debt equity is 50%, not high, mutamoti. But the interest coverage is very bad, 1.6 approx. So financial risk is high. Because of the business risk and financial risk, the changes in the share prices and compared to the market happens, which is called beta, which is called systematic risk. We can break down the beta into 2 parts. Because of the business risk, what is the beta? ignore the financial risk. There is a formula written in the notes shared with you, but no formula required in the exam. If we ignore the financial risk, beta will be lower. I have done the calculation. It is coming 1.15 ke badle 0.67. That is, if only the business risk is there, no financial risk, then the changes in the share prices based on the market changes will be lower. Market change 10%, share price will be 6.67% only. But because of the financial risk, it is slightly greater than 1. The business risk in the industry is lower. That means the financial risk is less. How the business risk is less? How? That means the fixed expenses are lower. Maybe the staff are not many. Maybe the staff are less. They are not paid so much. Maybe from the client, when we receive the order, we receive the money in tranches that cover our fixed expenses very fast. So this business risk is low in this industry. Based on, what do you say, this company LEOTHAYRE share, because business risk for LEOTHAYRE will be the business risk for other companies also. But the beta for LEOTHAYRE cannot be same for others, because we have financial is different than others. Like our competitor, financial risk is lower. They have interest coverage ratio better than us, and they have debt by equity ratio is around 48%. So they have better financial risk. So their beta may be better than us. We are saying that the beta helps us. The changes in the share prices because of changes in the market. For listed company, it is a very important factor to decide what is going to be the price in future. If the market is going to go up, what is the price going to be there for the share? But there is no guarantee that in the past, this is the beta. That means in future, this will happen. But if the people will say that they don't understand or they don't like past, then to never that same thing will happen in future. Then to anything. If any student always scored good marks, why that same student score good marks in future also? Why? History repeats itself, 90% cases. So for that reason, beta is a very good factor to estimate the price based on the market changes. Then some newspaper articles, they have readers question or something, whatever you say. How many stages does a rocket have? There are 3 stages. One is the launch pad, then the separation, then the taking to the different portions are there. Because the problem can arise in the launch at any stage. Rocket always look really tall in photo. How tall are they and how do they get something? You can say that a general knowledge about a rocket size, the length for GEO and for MEO, they are very tall and all that because require a big size, big mass. But for the LEO, they are very small. Many LEO satellites are sent in one rocket. Many LEO satellites. If the satellites are not there, then in the LEO, we include certain other materials sometime like iron and all that, so that the rocket can be going. Because maybe because of the temperature, because of the humidity and all that, the rocket need to be a particular size so that it will reach to the outside of the Earth orbit. Then our rocket launch is bad for that, definitely. They are consuming fossil fuel. They are adversely affecting the environment. And after the rocket launch, when the satellite is separated, there are debris and all that. They are there in the environment. They affect. For that reason, here they have mentioned there are other ways to launch, which is very costly. But then you can say that that will be adverse effect on the environment. They have said it is estimated that 10-15 large items break up in orbit every year. Every year, 10-15 large items break up. This numbers is going to increase when more and more websites, satellites will be there in the market. So relating to that, definitely the regulatory norms and all that are going to come. There is, since so much demand of the satellites and all that, then there is a course launched by a famous university. The people can do that course so that the launch process of the satellites will be much successful. The satellites are more efficient. The effect on the environment will be less. The cost will be less. That course. And for this course, LEOTHAYRE and others would promote to their staff, to the others, so that we will be getting more and more staff for the website, for the satellite developments. Like you all are doing CIMA. Why? Because the companies are preferring that you should be doing CIMA ACCA so that you can manage their work better. Wax land daily. Rain on any farm within the next 90 days. It's a simple thing. Satellites are forecasting the weather. But whether they are correct, in Kolkata, they are not correct. Whenever they are saying that there will be rainfall, it doesn't happen. No less. That means the forecasting of the weather is not so accurate. But if it is accurate, it is very beneficial for farmers because they want more rainfall, less rainfall. This time, they will be able to do the harvesting and other things, crop management much better way. For that, more and more development in this area is required. This can be done through LEO. This is not required MEO and GEO because it should be near to Earth so that it can be giving signals what will be the effect of the environment on the crop. But improvement is required in this area. Then government signs space junk charter. As I said, space junk are increasing. They are adversely affecting the environment. And from 10,000 to 70,000 satellites will be there in next 10 years. The growth can be attributed to reduction in launching cost and all that. For that reason, course, development, training, and how we can adversely reduce the adverse effect of the satellite on the environment. Definitely the question on sustainability, ethics, regulations will be there on this area. You can say that key when I have given you the notes, I have not given still. One is Porter 5 forces analysis, pestle analysis, then some share price movement effect. I will give those notes not in 1.5 hours by today evening. I didn't get the time. But जो मैंने 2 notes बनाया है, this one notes is on general knowledge. Done some research on ChatGPT, on Google, find these things that what are the exact purpose of the satellite, how they are different from the mission, then what types of satellites are being offered in the market, what is LEO, GEO, MEO, technical stuff. You can say since so many technical write-up is there. So I was also getting confused while reading. क्या मतलब है? So I made this notes. I gone through with that so that if suppose while writing answers you require some basic understanding, then that is developed for you. And in this, I need to cover up 2-3 areas more. And then this is, you can say, received from the institute. That is, there is a quiz, a summary of the pre-seen material based on the quiz. Then the financial statement analysis, some important ratios, ours and the competitor, and the write-up on that. Then you can say, if we require funding, then the debt equity ratio, interest coverage ratio, dividend payouts, share prices movement, beta story. Then our strength, weakness, opportunities and threats, SWOT analysis. Then summary of the entire pre-scene. This is not written by me, given by the CIMA Institute. They have given, I have shared with all of you. That is a summary of the industry, of the company, their features, their financials, and all that. And then what are the types of key areas which are going to come in the exam? The regulatory, the satellite failures, the clientele dependency, because we are dependent on few clients, the supplier dependency, the junk in the environment, the technological advancements, the financial health, debt equity, interest coverage and all that, the macroeconomic factors, recession, foreign exchange and other factors, share price movements, and the launch site selection, because so many things are given on launch and all that, whether we should launch or we should help the client, how the launching process should be managed. These are, you can say, the key areas according to the institute, the questions are going to come. I will develop in this, as I said, 2-3 types of write-up. Michael Porter, bargaining power of supplier buyers, which I discussed also. Key, because indirectly on the basis of a stakeholder and political pest analysis, and you can see some share price movements, what are the factors which increases or decreases the share prices, so that we are on nutshell basically ready that what type of question will come, what is the pre-scene all about, how can we build an answer. That way I am not showing here the presentation, because when you write the answer need to be written in paragraph format, not Roman 1, Roman 2, Roman 3, ABCD, not. Paragraph format, a small paragraph, 4, 5 lines, 6 lines for different thought process. You can give for the paragraph a subheading. If not, chalega, no problem. And the length of the answer in 60 minutes. 10 minutes reading, planning, thinking. 50 minutes write-up. 45 to 50 minutes. So in 50 minutes, the write-up should be 75 lines. 70 to 75 lines. Whatever tasks are given, maybe 2 tasks, total 75 lines. Maybe 3 tasks, total 75 lines. The task timing write-up, suppose one task is 60%. So 45 lines. Other task will be 30 lines. 70 to 75 lines write-up, whatever tasks are given. When you will be doing your research on your own for writing the answer, don't copy paste from anywhere like I have done. This is copy paste from the CIMA Institute. But you are not getting this luxury to copy paste anything. You read this, no problem. 10 times you read, no issue. Write in your language. When you write the answers, take 1 hour only. From the first day only. Don't take extra time and write in your own words. Because when I will write in my own words, the same comma, full stop, exact wordings will not come. It will be coming in a different way. The question of knowing good English, less good English doesn't matter. The question is that how can you write, how you are thinking, how you are able to produce the answer. You are doing the research, you are making yourself ready what to write. Then write in your own words and write in 50-60 minutes only. Don't take extra time. You do research for 2 days and 2 days write the answer. You are getting ample of time. Because one area we need to study for 1 week. You will do research, you will write the answer. I will discuss that in the class. Then again next week, another area. So like that, all 5 core areas we will cover in 5 weeks. So that we will be able to start the mock papers and other things. This is, you can see, pre-scene analysis from my side. I will be giving you questions around 12 o'clock because I will be going to office. There I will prepare and I will give you, you need to write the answers by Friday evening. Nothing else. If anybody has anything to ask, please ask. Otherwise, we are leaving. Ataullah, gone. Ashok Jani ji, are you getting? Lakshmi, any confusion?
No question.
Rajesh, are you there? Rajesh?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, sir. Anything in your mind, sir?
We can expect any question on divestment or any management buyout because only we have this data center.
We can, but normally in this type of business, management buyout, divestment, they can give. I'm not saying they cannot give. In this type of business, one portion taken by some of the directors, already the number of directors are less. And managing on a standalone basis will not be easy. Because already we are giving 360-degree solution to our clients. Designing also, manufacturing also, launching also, mission completion also, ground management also, everything. Doing one thing separately in this type of business, the client will not be coming. I'm not saying in the market the individual functions are not going on. But since our business is not very old, 20 years, and this is a very technical business, going for MBO will be difficult, but divestment may be possible. But presently, even divestment in our case is not, because we have different facilities, we can say. But that is helping us to satisfy our clients, to satisfy our 64 successful slide launch. So chances of divestment and MBO, if you consider the mission, vision of whatever we want to achieve, is less. But I'm not saying that it is from the outset, no only. Maybe something they will give, and which give me a feeling that, okay, it can be done. That this thing can be done by some management. They are taking the business separately, or maybe we need to concentrate on the core. We are already concentrating on core competency. We are not doing launching. Launching is done through a third party. We help in engaging them. So maybe I can say ground management can be divested, but that ground management helps in mission completion. The satellite main purpose is mission completion. So if the mission completion is not there, then how we will survive?
Okay.
So I'm not saying that impossible, but the chances are lesser. Because what, suppose you will ask me, what I will divest? Nothing to divest, sir. Nothing.
Okay.
Sir, what
Got it.
about this stock exchange crash nowadays, and especially this satellite business are mostly, it is, US is already a market leader in space technology. So is there any possibility that the question will come because crash of market, financial impacts and all?
The question is coming in every case study about the share price movement. They are liking that question and they are asking in every case study. Every case study, matlab, based on the case study, they will be preparing 6-7 papers. In 2-3 papers, the share prices movement questions are there. But then whatever is happening yesterday or say 4-5 days, it's a panic. Nobody can sustain himself with the panic. You can't do anything, sir. Unless and until you have done reverse trading, which I did yesterday. On Friday, I heard so many news and I was very sure that on Monday morning, market will be down like anything, Indian market. So I sold one futures contract, only one, because I was not interested in taking so much risk. And yesterday morning, the price was down 1,000 points. So it was giving me a gain of one future contract taken on Friday. And then on Monday morning at 10 o'clock, 10:30, my class is over. Even today also my mobile is switched off. So I opened my mobile phone. It was showing a gain of 75,000 rupees. I cancelled at that time only. That is a lottery, sir. I was expecting that there will be decrease in the market, but not like that. It's a panic selling. We cannot project that type of market any time in life, sir. In the long run, my feeling says that whether Trump will rectify his decision or maybe India will do some arrangement, because I have already heard that even Indian and US suppliers, US buyers have decided that they will share the 25% duty charge half. So people will manage something. Things will materialize. Whenever there is a recession, whenever there is any political instability, whenever there is a war, whenever there is anything happened, the market will react. But everything has a dual effect. Presently it is down. When the things will improve, the market will be up by 2,000 point Indian market only, sir. Whatever investment you have done in Indian market, keep invested. Don't sell it. It's a panic selling. So share market price movements are always logic, justification, how it is going to affect the share market that way. They will be definitely asking question on that, sir. Not about Trump, about everything, sir. They will be giving some situation. This has happened. The company has taken over or going to be takeover. Because of that, the prices has gone up. This company, suppose one company is taking over another company. One company price goes up, another company going down. Why? What is the logic? Somebody will say that because from this company, the synergy gain will be more. From that company, it will be less. That company is in losing side. This company is in gaining side. It's logic, sir. If the market is rational, if the people are rational, then in that case, so there should not be increase or decrease in the price. So they will be definitely asking questions on that because they like that type of question. Because you not only giving advice to any individual for investment, you are the company senior finance manager. And when the price of shares are moving in a particular direction, the reasons for that direction, how can we change that direction, what we need to do to affect the direction, that is the job of the senior finance manager. So that
Risk mitigation measure.
risk mitigation in the sense, if the share prices are going in the reverse direction, how can we control them? Why they are going in that direction? And what action we need to take to reverse the gear? That's the job of the senior finance manager, sir. Because you need to think about shareholders' wealth maximization as a finance guy. And you need to say why it is happening and how can we improve that? How can we reverse it? That questions they will ask. Any situation they can create, sir, any. Not the Trump case, because up till now, the papers are already ready according to me. Or maybe anything, sir. But how they will correlate the Trump case with our case study? Huh? Can we say that they will be saying that the country is importing the materials from China and the China duty rate has increased to 40%. So the purchase of materials for making the satellites will be 40% higher. The cost will be 40% higher. Because of that, there is panic in the market about the company. And already the shareholders are not satisfied. They are thinking that how the company will survive, what they will do and all that. So the prices has gone down. Now, are you justified that the prices are going down because of this reason? If yes or no, whatever. And then what action should be taken to control this situation? What can be done? Somebody is asking to the finance manager, this is asked, and he is asking your help. Or some of the director is there, they are asking your help. You need to write. So what you will write, Tajamul, in this case?
Sir, these are all macro indicators. So we have to see the political situation when it's normalized
You will be saying
based
that
on the.
other than China, is there another
Yeah.
country from where we can get the same type of material? First of all, we need to identify.
True.
Other than China, maybe India, maybe Malaysia, maybe Asia only. Can we get the same material at the cheaper rate where the duty hike is not so much? Can we request the supplier to take some burden of the duty on their own? Can we say that for making the satellites, a substitute material can be used where the duty hike is? Because I and me, we are not the engineer, sir. We have to think as a logical businessman. Ki bhai, what are the possibility in this situation? You need to write that, sir. No hi-fi thing, nothing, nowhere written in any book. You need to practical enough. When you write in the classes, by thinking within the 60 minutes, not copy pasting from anywhere. You do your research, but do write in your own language within 60 minutes only. Then we will pass the exam. The problem happened when we discuss in the class, student understand because it is not rocket science. They are not practicing in writing. They are copy pasting from somewhere, which luxury they will not get in the exam. So that they are not prepared for the exam. That way they are not able to pass. Otherwise, it's not difficult, sir. It's very practical.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. So we will discuss all those 360-degree, but still whatever discussion we will do, they are based on certain situation. In the exam, situation will be different. Not a single situation repeat. But the mergers, acquisitions, valuation, takeover, interest rate risk, foreign exchange risk, then SFA model, then system sustainability, ethics, corporate social responsibility, corporate governance. Area is this only, sir. Situation will be different. These are the areas they are going to cover. In the previous case study also, same areas were there. But if you study previous case study, you are wasting your time now. At that time, the pre-scene was not there. Work on the basis of this pre-scene. Why old one? Old one was time was there before this was not there. Before the previous Friday. Then you can refer the old one. Now no point. Don't refer the past term papers and all that. Refer this. Do research on this. Read this more and more. Prepare yourself based on this case study. That is will be helping you much better way as compared to referring past term papers. Because based on the past term papers only we will study the entire thing. But correlating this case study, not the previous paper case study. That time is gone. Even ACCA student also should be doing this only. Because आपका pre-scene आपके पास है नहीं दिव्या. आप कहां से लाओगे? यही आपके लिए चलेगा क्या है? इसे प्रिपेयर करते. So we'll be meeting on Saturday, 3 o'clock. No change in time, whatever happened to me. 3-3. Because it is very risky to not take the class and then taking tension continuously. I'm not able to sleep also when I'm not taking class for you because it is Saturday. Not done to when I will manage. So we will have Saturday, no request from anybody, fixed. Saturday, 3 o'clock. Okay? Yes, Rajesh.
When we write the ethical answers to the ethical questions, in one point, if we got that this is ethically correct, and some other point, if it's not ethically correct, then how we will need to conclude the answer?
Just now when I said that if we will be developing satellites by the method which they are saying, which will create less debris, which will be adversely affecting the environment very less. But the cost of that will be 10 times. So if you think about environment, if you think about human beings, if you think about the society, then from one angle, it is correct. You should be expanding. But if you think about your stakeholders, shareholders, if that much cost you will incur, then how the company will generate income? So you will not be able to generate income for shareholders. The share prices will be further going down. It will be affecting their return. You need to think about both of them. Which one is more important for you, sir? From one aspect, it is correct. From another aspect, it is wrong.
Yeah.
So nothing right or wrong, sir. Now you need to think which one is more important for you. Somebody will say that, sir, society, environment, because we all, even the shareholders are a part of the society. Then in that case, we need to launch the satellites by incurring additional expenditures, by sophisticated material, which will be less adversely affecting the environment and all that we should be doing. That is my conclusion. But your conclusion, we are a private company, listed company. The investor has invested in the company, debt providers, shareholders. They want the adequate return in the company. Already they are dissatisfied for so many years because of the decrease in the prices. We need to think about them. And for that, unless and until it is not profitable, we cannot increase so much cost. And we will be deciding that we will continue the way. Later on, when we do further development, we can minimize the cost, then we will be doing. Presently, we will continue like that. That I am concluding. Which conclusion is much better, sir?
Okay, got it.
Both are better, sir. So if the model answer is writing about shareholder, you were writing about the society. I and model, you and model answer both are correct. Nothing wrong, right, sir?
Okay.
And every question is like this, sir. This is not ethics. Every question is like this. There is no fixed answer. The way you feel, you are giving your justification. The most important part, you and me both need to write both the aspects. One way it is correct, one way it is wrong. Now, which aspect I am concluding, that's my lookout. Which aspect you are concluding, that's your lookout. But both the person need to write pros and cons. Ethically correct, ethically non-correct. Then the conclusion can be different. No problem.
Okay.
For writing an ethical answer, you can build from exam passing point of view. You can write about integrity, objectivity, professional competence, professional behavior. With that, we can build up our answer very fast. But the student thinks that you have written integrity, it's done. No, sir. Integrity, you need to correlate there, how it is relevant in the scenario. Who is saying what is wrong? Because integrity means Gandhi ji ka bandar. You should not be saying wrong thing. You should not be participating in a wrong aspects, wrong thing. You should always be saying correct. So what is wrong there? If there is no relevance of integrity and you straight away writing integrity for just for getting marks in the exam, no marks for that, because that is not relevant there. If the points which is technical points, integrity, objectivity, professional competence, confidentiality, we are using, their justification in the usage should be there. You cannot copy paste from anywhere the integrity points and paste it and then you will say marks will be available. No, sir. This is a practical case study exam. Not the technical exam that what are the CIMA code of ethics, what are ACCA code of ethics that write the 5 points. This is not that exam. So either we write those points with justification, with use of the scenario, or don't write. Generally, you write what is right, what is wrong, what is right, what is wrong, what is right, what is wrong, and then come to a conclusion. Maybe you are not writing integrity, objectivity, and all that. Doesn't matter. You will get good marks in the exam. Ethics means from one aspect it is correct, from another aspect the same thing is wrong. You need to write both the aspect. That's most important in the exam.
Okay.
Because when you refer the past term papers in any ethics question, you will find 2-3 points are there which are saying correct, 2-3 points which are saying wrong, and then the conclusion may be whatever. Doesn't matter as such. So it's an open-ended exam. Technical knowledge in management case study, accounting knowledge, leasing, group accounting and all that, blah, blah, blah. So many things we need to study. Even in operational level, relating to costing part, I am saying for Gaurav, so many technicalities are there. Strategic case study technicalities are less than 5%. No technicality. Simple, open, practical discussion. Don't think it is an exam when you are writing the answer. Think it is a practical problem. You are working in the company as a senior finance manager. In this situation, how you will deal with? How will you deal with this situation, this opportunity or the problem? If you become practical, you are 100% in. And that much practical we all are. Just that we are taking tension of exam. Forget about exam. Think that you are working in the company and you are managing the affairs of the company. Then you all can write a very good answer. That is my confidence. Because I know background of all of you. So everybody is very good student. Just remove the tension for the time being about exam. And try to write. Don't just think that attending the class, engaging in the discussion will be enough. No. Then exam cannot be passed. Maybe you are knowledgeable, but in the given time, you cannot reproduce what you know. For reproduction, you need to practice. Okay? A meeting on Saturday, 3 o'clock. I will be sending you the questions by 12 o'clock. Leaving, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm also leaving. Ashokji, leaving.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you to all of you. Tajamul, you came late. You joined late. You do the recordings also, huh? As
Okay,
even
sir.
others also go through the recording once, because you are getting a summary of the pre-scene in my language. I have not read a single paragraph or single line from the pre-scene, because that is not my nature. I don't read. I say everything from my own understanding. So that way you will be able to feel better the entire case study, and then read it 1 or 2 times, so that when you write the answer, you know the stuff behind. Go through the notes which I have shared, and go through the other notes which I will share by today evening, so that you can prepare well.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Rajesh ji, anything to ask?
No. Okay.
Okay, thank you. All the very best to all of you. Study hard. Huh?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.